All right, my friends. All right, my friends. We will get started on this. Yes. Okay. Now, you are watching Political Point Magazine, where the right is right and the left, well, the left is always on the wrong side of history. Why? Because political minds want to know. So enjoy a conservative point of view. And let's talk pea soup. With tonight's top stories. Well, Obama holds a press conference. And this one's about the debt limit and the shutdown. And Obama points fingers. Yeah. Well. And also, the Democrats are playing politics with the shutdown, okay, at the National Mall. You'll oh my gosh, you got to see this, all right? But and then also, Obamacare is not ready for prime time. Definitely not. All right, we will show you some of the highlights of the or the lowlights of this thing, this monster, okay, and what's going on now. And also, Romney was right about Obama, but America should have listened. We will get into that. And also, sparks fly with the New York House race between Congressman Reed and chairwoman of Robertson. Well, we'll talk about that. Actually, this is not going to be a phone segment. Okay. So, but this, my friends, welcome to another edition of Political Point Magazine. Yes, I am your host, William Mitro. Okay, my friends. Well, it just seems to me like we have like a little scenario here going. Democrats seem to be playing politics with the shutdown here because at the National Mall, you won't believe this. Okay, now before I get into Obama's scathing press conference where he points fingers at the GOP, now this is quite interesting. Apparently, there has been. Now, did you know that the Democrats aren't really looking out for you, and they're not looking out for our vets? Okay. Now, because at the National Mall, okay, where the Democrats shut down the Veterans Memorial, right? Or tried to shut down the Veterans Memorial after the Republicans tried to open it back up. All right. Now, they're at that very same spot, and you won't believe this. All right. You will not believe this, but that very same spot, okay, the the very same spot, the Democrats, hosted by Nancy Pelosi, all right, get this, they held an immigrants rally over there after they banned the veterans from being over there, all right. Now they're playing politics with this, all right. This, my friends, is just ridiculous. Okay, now let's just get into a few of the things here now. Okay, now there's ultimately a new solution that I want to bring up here. All right, because this is quite interesting. Okay, as to what is actually the case here. All right, now there is a solution in sight. Okay, for this. Okay, now Obama says that he now is willing to sign a short-term continuing resolution and a limited increase in the debt limit. Okay, lasting a few months. Okay, of course he says this. He says the bills must be clean without condition. All right, but that is a good place to start. Start serious moves. All right, now, but Obama also is breaking his splendid isolation and summoning congressional groups for meetings. These meetings are largely just photo ops, okay, to defray charges that Obama is doing nothing to resolve the crisis. All right. Now they're basically just photo ops, okay? Because recently he met with some Republicans, and now Boehner recommends that people read the Wall Street Journal op-ed by Congressman Paul Ryan, okay, by Congressman Paul Ryan, proposing a short-term extension, demanding in return concession and cuts in entitlement programs. All right. Now Ryan asks for measures Obama has endorsed in the past. Okay, they include raising premiums on richer Medicare patients, requiring greater efficiencies from Medigap policies, and making federal employees pay more for their health insurance. All right, now this okay. So most significant is the fact that neither Boehner nor Ryan make no mention of Obamacare changes as prerequisites for a short-term CR or debt limit hike. Okay, they are apparently ready to focus on entitlements. Obama could live with that, couldn't he? All right, but anyhow, okay. So now this goes on to the budget battle and the debt limit. Okay, and you recall now that on the debt limit, this is quite interesting to say the least. That now we've raised the debt limit a lot lately. All right, and now it seems to me like I played that clip. I showed that way back. You remember what Obama said as senator, okay, when about the debt limit, okay, and I'll put this up on the screen again. All right, I'll put this up on the screen again, right here. This is what it is, okay. Now this is Obama on the debt limit, okay, and back in 2006, he says, the fact that we are here today to debate raising America's debt limit is a sign of leadership failure. It is a sign that the U.S. government can't pay its own bills. So there, and he adds to that. Therefore, I will not sign on to raising the debt limit. Okay, because he says over the past 5 years, our federal debt has increased by 8.6 trillion. That's trillion with a T. This rising debt is a hidden domestic enemy. So that was Obama back in 2006. Okay, so that was Obama in 2006, and so we know that as that progresses there, all right, we know that Obama now has had the worst record when it comes to our debt and everything else that is in play here. All right. So on that note, we know that the Obama government. Okay, I have been proposing we need to abolish the IRS. Right. Okay, because now I have here a list. Okay, of people and groups that the IRS has been targeting. Okay, now the list of conservatives targeted by the Internal Revenue Service, okay, for audits, tax exempt reviews, or tax privacy breaches keeps growing. Okay, raising fresh questions in Washington about whether a scandal the Obama administration has blamed on bureaucratic incompetence and coincidence may in fact involve something more nefarious. All right. Now, here it is. Also, you know, okay, the latest revelation came last Thursday from Dr. Benjamin Carson, okay, the renowned neurosurgeon who told the Washington Times that he was targeted for an audit just months after he gave a speech in front of President Obama at the National Prayer Breakfast, okay, that challenged America's leadership. Okay, the agency requested to review his real estate holdings and then conducted a full audit. All right. Now, in the end, the IRS found no wrongdoing. Okay, according to Dr. Benjamin Carson, but it raised his suspicions about being singled out for his speech. All right. So now, and this is what Benjamin Carson said. He said, "I guess it could be a coincidence, but I never had been audited before, and never really had any encounters with the IRS." Okay, now, but it certainly would make one suspicious because we know now the IRS has been used for political purposes, and therefore actions like this could come under suspicion. Okay. Now, meantime, another group, Melanie Sloan, head of the watchdog group Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, okay, or codenamed CREW, all right, CREW, and a former Justice Department prosecutor during the Clinton years said she had not been concerned about the IRS reviews of the growing number of Tea Party groups, but the story of Dr. Benjamin Carson's audit raised red flags. Okay, and yeah, right. Okay, so Dr. Carson, whose rise from poverty and medical work with pediatric patients were celebrated in the movie Gifted Hands, is the latest in a growing number of high-profile figures to come forward and claim they are improperly targeted by the IRS. So now, my friends, we need to definitely abolish the IRS, all right, and get rid of that organization entirely, all right, because and we need to replace it with the fair tax, you know, what I've been advocating for is the fair tax, which is essentially the national sales tax. Okay, it would make every American a voluntary taxpayer. Okay, because you don't pay taxes until you buy something. All right. So now on this note, my friends, okay, we definitely want to highlight a few things here. All right, because this, my friends, is the interesting thing. All right. Now, in on this, okay. Now, it is essential to point out that we have had a lot going for us, and now Obamacare is not ready for prime time. All right, but before I get into that, okay, I wanna mention a lot of other things that are going on here. All right, but for example, you remember back in the 2012 elections. All right, the 2012 elections. Okay, Romney should have been the one elected president. All right.
Right now, that almost
Oops, wrong one. All right, but anyhow, I wanted to get into President Obama's. All right, but here we are. Right. So take a listen to this here. All right, and I'm gonna put this in my. I'm gonna put a lot of this in my Political Point magazine's political point of vision. All right. So now, but I want to show you this. All right. Okay. But on the campaign trail in 2012, okay, I sent out many warning signs that Obama was a disaster. All right. And many of us on the right, okay, have been warning against Obama because of the fact that his policies are ruining the country. Okay, right now we're about to default. And it's Obama's fault because he orchestrated the government shutdown. All right. Now, for another thing, okay. For another thing here, watch this.
If the president were to be reelected, he would still be unable to work with members of Congress, and then there'd be a threat of shutdown or default.
The man.
Exactly. Romney was right. Okay, in terms of Obama, all right. Now, Romney should have been president. All right, because we are seeing now, after one term in office, and now it's like five and a half years now, 5.5 years as president. We are seeing the dangerous side effects of Obama's policies. Okay, Obamacare is a disaster. No one can get on the exchanges anywhere. Okay, in fact, okay, I don't know anyone who has successfully gotten on the exchanges, right? Okay, and speaking of which, okay, they had Ainsley Earhart, okay, on Fox News, try to go on the exchanges, all right. But I want to show you this. Okay, take a look at this. Okay, this was on. Okay, Amy Ainslie. Okay,
Impossible. This is Mission Impossible Take 2. Ainsley.
Hey, Sean. Yeah, last week you had me on the show, and periodically throughout the hour we were checking different states to find out if we could get on healthcare.gov to try to find out more information about Obamacare and to sign up, actually, for one of the healthcare plans. So today we're back a week later. We're going to check some of the states and see if we're able to apply, if we're able to get through, and how far we're able to get through. So the first state I'm going to choose is South Carolina, my home state, and I'm going to hit apply now. And this is what we get. Last time, this message was telling us basically to check back later. So we're getting a little further today. Here we go. We're clicking Get Started. And I'll continue this throughout the hour. We'll check back with you and see how far we get.
You see that now. So it's like nobody can get on the exchanges here. All right? And it's like so the system crashed right on the 1st of October, and my friends, this is not ready for prime time. All right, it just hasn't made its way to where it needs to be. All right, but so on that note, we need to get into President Obama's press conference here. All right, where he just points fingers. Okay, so the Obama press conference. All right, take a look at this. All right, here it is.
The Congress and the House Republicans in particular don't get to demand ransom in exchange for doing their jobs. We're not going to pay a ransom for America paying its bills. We can't make extortion routine as part of our democracy. If reasonable Republicans want to talk about these things again, I'm ready to head up to the Hill and try. I'll even spring for dinner again. But I'm not going to do it until the more extreme parts of the Republican Party stop forcing John Boehner to issue threats about our economy. We can't make extortion routine as part of our democracy.
And really, extortion? Excuse me, Mr. President? Now, it seems to me that the Republicans have been doing their job. They have been trying to get Mr. President, they have been trying to get you to understand the error of your ways, all right? Because now we are $17 trillion in debt because of your policies, all right? We're going to default in this government shutdown, all right? You won't negotiate with the Republicans, all right? And, you know, it just seems to me that you're the one being the obstructionist. It's either your way or the highway. And my friends, we cannot have this going on. And and in fact, now Obama's approval rating has gone to its lowest level once again. Okay, because he refuses to talk to the Republicans in a proper manner, and he refuses to how should I say? He refuses to actually come up with an idea to solve this crisis here. All right, but I got nothing out of that press conference. You know, just a bunch of pointing fingers and whatnot. You know, it's just, you know, Obama's just stubborn. You know, I mean, he tries to compare himself to President Bill Clinton, and his presidency has been nothing like Bill Clinton's. All right, so on Obama's approval rating, okay, once again, it has crumbled down. It's now at 37%. All right, so 37% approval rating, and okay, so yeah, so now, and that leaves like 59% disapproval. Okay, yep, so 59% disapproval rating. Okay, almost 60%, you know, now. All right, so we see now in this, you can see in this chart here. All right, so let me show you President Obama's new job approval rating, which has reached record lows. Okay, 37% now. 37. All right, that's right, man. All right, and it's just ridiculous. All right, so you see, as we come up with, okay, so Obama won't talk to the Republicans, okay, and Obama's little press conference, okay, just got a little. He points fingers at the GOP, and this, my friends, is just ridiculous. All right, so let me get into a little bit more of what is going on here. All right, so we have here the hardliners with the IRS and everything. Okay, and the Democrats now are leading this country to bankruptcy. All right, that's essentially what it is. Okay, so if we don't get a deal on the debt limit, all right, I can seriously see us going bankrupt. Okay, the CBO is out there and it reports that you know Obamacare is going to bankrupt the nation. All right, and now what the GOP is doing now is as far as Obamacare and everything and the negotiations over the debt limit and everything. All right, so Obamacare becomes an entitlement program. All right, but I don't foresee anybody successfully going on the exchanges. Right, I mean I can't really foresee anything like that coming into play. In fact, we know that even Kathleen Sebelius can't even the Health and Human Services Secretary can't even name how many people have successfully gotten on the list of exchanges or gotten on the exchanges. All right, it's not available. It's not available to us. And in fact, we see as all of this unfolds for us. Okay, we see as all of this unfolds. All right, we see there's a group of people. There was a group of truckers actually that trucked out to to Washington to show their disapproval of President Obama. In fact, okay, they're insisting that Obama be impeached, right? And Obama just doesn't know what he's doing. Okay, I just don't foresee it. Okay, I mean he's just out there, and if Obama doesn't see what he's doing, then the American people are just going to be blinded by all of this that's going on here. All right, so the American people need to wake up. All right, we need to come up with a positive solution to this problem here. All right, and so right now they're calling this a temporary shutdown. All right, as far as that is concerned. Okay, but now I want to take you to this right here. All right, now you remember I talked about Tom Reed and Martha Robertson. All right, the race for the Congress, the New York race. Okay, for the House of Representatives. All right, now it is duly noted here. Okay, that Tom Reed's hardline. Okay, things are getting really on fire here between the two candidates. Really early here. All right, now you see Tom Reed and Martha Robinson. Okay, and but Representative Tom Reed's hardline support for the strategy House GOP leaders have pursued in the particular shutdown of the federal government could become a defining issue in the next congressional election. Okay, now this is what Reed says that he didn't come here to maintain the status quo. Okay, now, but Reed's comment has become a familiar refrain, highlighting his ties to the Tea Party faction of the GOP. Now, but those ties are certain to be a key issue in the 2014 campaign for New York's 23rd congressional district. Okay, some of Reed's supporters from the Elmira-based Twin Tiers Tea Party and the Corning area Tea Party demonstrated Friday outside his district office. Okay, now, but however, now, all right, this is what we have here. Okay, now, Reed's likely Democratic. Okay, but Martha Robertson. Okay. Okay, opponent already is hammering. Now Martha Robertson is already hammering those groups. All right, which I say is quite ridiculous. All right, but anyhow, yep, which I say is quite ridiculous. All right, in that respect. Okay, and she says Reed is not moderate. The moderate he pretends to be when he's up in the district. Okay, but now sparks are flying here between the two candidates here. All right, and it's quite the interesting fact here. All right, so but anyhow, okay, we want to make this show quite the interesting notepeg here. All right, but you see that we now have these two candidates. Okay, the Democrat Martha Robertson and Republican Tom Reed. May I also point out in this, okay, that Tom Reed, okay, now it was Nate Shinagawa, okay, Nate Shinagawa who ran against him when he was first elected. Okay, and Nate Shinagawa was a Tompkins County legislator. Okay, lost in a landslide. Okay, to Reed. Now we have another person, another Democrat from Tompkins County. All right, and Martha Robertson, and I believe the very same thing is going to happen. She's not going to win. All right, because Tom Reed has the better policies. All right, and he actually represents the people. All right, so I believe that there is no question in my mind that Reed will win re-election. All right, and it's looking more and more positive for the Republicans in the 2014 Senate and congressional races. All right. So we as we can see here that it is lining up to be in that position. Now you remember, okay, Reed. Okay, now sparks are flying early between the two of these people, because you remember I spoke about how Reed criticized how the Martha Robinson and the Democrats were all jumping over Reed for his accident, his mistakenly using campaign funds to pay his property taxes. All right, now it was a mistake that was reimbursed. All right, and it was duly caught. All right, it was a mistake. All right, but now, and then Reed criticized Robertson for using the services of a pedophile in Peter Yarrow, who was a folk singer for Peter, Paul, and Mary, to raise campaign funds for her. All right, so sparks are already flying between these two candidates. All right, it's a bunch of name saying and political game changing, but I think Reed actually has the better advantage here. Okay, on this particular note. All right. Now, mind you, there are a lot of things that have been going on here. All right, and we mark it all down here. All right, that that we know now. That, and there's a lot of things going on here. All right, so as you can see, the sparks are flying in all of this. All right, and you know, I seriously don't think that that the Democrats have the advantage that they claim that they have. All right, now, all right, so the Republicans actually have the advantage. All right, so let me show you John Boehner.
When it comes to the debt limit,
Wait, hold on a second. Okay, all right, so let me show you John Boehner here. All right, on the debt limit debate here. All right, and we take you back here to the political point division. All right, okay, so here we go. All right, let's take it to John Boehner, who makes a good point.
when it comes to the debt limit, I agree with the president. We should pay our bills. I didn't come here to shut down the government. I certainly didn't come here to default on our debt. But when it comes to the debt limit, again, over the last 40 years, 27 times the debt limit has been used to carry significant policy changes that would, in fact, reduce spending and put us on a saner fiscal path. We can't raise the debt ceiling without doing something about what's driving us to borrow more money and to live beyond our means.
And on that note, my friends, you know, China is our biggest debtor nation. All right, and we owe trillions of dollars now. And you know, before long, if we don't pay down our debt, all right, before long we'll be speaking Chinese. All right, I mean, this is quite ridiculous. All right, we can't keep on raising the debt limit, okay, and borrowing more money. You know, we're not learning anything from that. All right, and Obama's policies of just borrow and spend is just driving us to disaster, driving us to bankruptcy. All right, there is nothing in Obama's mind, okay, that can be negotiated out of this. I mean, but he doesn't understand that it's his policies, it's Obama's policies that are creating this debacle. All right, this debacle, and if the American people can't see it by now, okay. Now I showed you the 37% approval rating. 37%. All right. The American people are starting to see that Obama really isn't the right man for the job. All right. I mean, this, my friends, we know that we could have done better. Okay, we could have done better. All right. All right. We could have done absolutely better. All right. Now, Obama, you know, and the other point that I make is that that people don't know that of the damaging policies of this president. Okay, now, you know, and I was walking around a store and I saw this book that said civil rights. Okay. And it had a picture of Martin Luther King, and then right next to that was a picture of President Obama. And I'm like, wait a second here. What does this say to the American people? All right? What in the world does this say to the American people? All right? I mean, because it just seems to me that President Obama was elected mostly due to people wanted to see the first black president. But Obama is not the person to rely on for civil rights. He hasn't done jack squat for the black community. Okay. Now with this government shutdown here, all right, Greta Van Susteren on Fox News, okay, tried to dial the White House, okay, tried to call the White House, all right, and to talk to the president, and guess what? Okay, take a look at this. Okay.
Think we'll get an answer? I hope so.
Hello, you have reached the Executive Office of the President. We apologize, but due to the lapse in federal funding, we are unable to take your call. Once funding has been restored, our operations will resume. Please call back at that time.
Okay, so
So, a lot of people. So, you can't get through to the White House now with this government shutdown. All right, they're not taking calls. Okay. Meanwhile, government agencies are not being funded, and there's several federal workers and military people being furloughed, and so. And this all goes into play. So we have a government shutdown. All right. We have a government shutdown, and the very same people. All right. Take a look. Take a look at this though. All right. Okay. They.
Both of us have a chance to express ourselves on the mall, and that's as it should be.
Yep. But the World War II memorial, okay, as I said, was closed, was blocked off, okay, but which was ticking off several veterans because, and then the people, and then the Democrats held a rally for immigration right on that very same. On the National Mall, on the very same spot where across the way from the Veterans Memorial, okay, that tells me that they just that tells me that they're not looking out for the American people, all right. So they just want to party it up, all right, and they want to use the government shutdown as leverage, all right, which I think is totally ridiculous, all right. So they're using the government shutdown as leverage, all right, and who knows when the government will open back up, all right. But it seems to me that we now have a situation here where our government officials are not working properly. Okay, they just refuse to have anything to do with the other side. They refuse to negotiate. All right, it's quite interesting. Okay, so on this. Okay, now. I really want people to understand how things are shaping up, okay? Because now we have a dysfunctional government, okay? Now talk about things going awry, okay? Now our founding fathers, I bet they're turning in their graves right now, okay? Because of the things that are going on. All right, I bet they are. Okay, because this, my friends, the Democrats are not looking out for the American people. All right, they want to punish us to get our health care. Okay, now I just spoke with a local business, and they even told me that that Obamacare is creating problems for their business because they have to cut down hours, because of Obamacare. All right. Now, Obamacare is not ready for prime time. All right. I mean, this whole thing was shoved down our throats. It passed with no Republican votes. All right. And the Democrats never even allowed the Republicans, like everything else, they never even allowed the Republicans to have their say in anything that they did in this. Okay, not in Obamacare, not in the stimulus package, all right, not in anything. Okay, the Democrats are just being dictators now. All right, I showed it last week. Okay, that's Harry Reid's comment, heartless comment. Okay, he won't try to save a kid on with cancer. You know, and the Republicans were the ones that supported supporting saving the kid with cancer. All right, but you know, this is how the Democrats work. All right, we are now in the midst of a society, okay, where you would think that that if you're in a liberal frame of mind, okay, you would appreciate that, you would appreciate the other side's right to freedom of speech. But apparently the Democrats, the very liberal Democrats, they aren't in favor of they're in favor of selective free speech. That's what it is. Okay, yeah, that's what it is. Okay, because on this, you know, they're targeting conservatives, you know, because they don't like their ideology, and but at the same time they're violating the Constitution. Okay, the Democrats are violating the Constitution because they are trying to shut down the other side's free speech. Okay, conservative free speech is more of a threat to the Democrats than terrorism. All right, and this is quite ridiculous. Okay, so if we are a threat to you, all right, then what do you consider terrorism? I mean, what do you consider the terrorists? I mean, give me a break. All right, give me a break, my friends. All right, there is. I mean, where do you draw the line? All right. Okay, and so you see where things are going here. We can't get a good solution out of this Obama White House. All right, and they're just out. You know, they're not putting in the good policies. All right, right now we have still high unemployment. Okay, we haven't even gotten the numbers for the new economic numbers yet, because the government shut down. All right, now they're not taking calls. Okay, so forget that. All right, the best you can probably do is probably call your congressman and senator. All right, but they're probably not in session at all either. But I'm sure that the Republicans have better solutions now. All right, because the last time there was a federal government shutdown, okay, the last time there was a government shutdown in the 1990s, okay, under Newt Gingrich, okay, sure, the Republicans did force that shutdown, okay, but the Democrats shut the government down this time around. All right, it was Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid and the Democrats and Obama that shut the government down this time. All right, now do you see what's transpiring here? All right, now all throughout the Obama presidency, okay, he has been trying to compare himself to Clinton. Okay, now Obama is not a Clinton. Okay, by any means. Okay, he is not Clinton. All right, and this my friends, I want you to get in your head here. Okay, now I wasn't a Clinton fan, but the policies he used were the Republican policies, and that's what saved his economy. After the government shut down in '96, okay, it was shut down for a month, all right? And then what happened was the government started functioning, okay? It started functioning properly. Clinton actually reached out to the Republicans and actually negotiated on strategy and helped improve the economy, okay? Balancing the budget, welfare reform, and millions of jobs created. That was all done under the Republican-controlled Congress, okay? Now, after the shutdown, the government functioned properly after that, okay? And now, okay, let us see if this time, if Obama will be the negotiating type, the Clinton pragmatist, we will call it, okay? Let us see if Obama can change his ways, all right? But I highly doubt it, okay? Namely because this comes in at a time when we seriously need the country to work, okay? Now, unemployment is at record highs. It's hard to find a decent job these days, all right? And we know that the president's policies have not created a whole lot of jobs, all right? This is the worst economic growth period in history. Okay. In fact, Obama's presidency makes Jimmy Carter seem like a pragmatist, seem centrist. All right. You know, Obama makes Carter look good. All right. That's in fact, I think even Jimmy Carter came out and criticized the president on his policies and stuff, namely Obamacare and everything. So is this government shutdown good for the people? I'm not sure, but I think people will actually see. Okay, now I want to put back up on the screen. Okay, Obama's approval rating. Okay, once again. Okay, and once again, I want everybody to see this. Okay, now, and seriously think about what is our next move. Okay, our future depends on this. Now further down the road, I believe that this approval rating will drop even further. Okay, now that is, that will go into the approval rating of Congress, okay, as well. Because right now the approval rating of Congress is like 17% right now, and but I think the approval rating. But if you look at the different sections of the Congress, okay, in both houses, okay, so the House of Representatives and the Senate, okay, I would say that if you take a look at the approval rating of both parties, okay, put them into perspective, okay, I think if you pulled, okay, and if you asked, okay, how do you feel about the approval rating? Or do you approve or disapprove of the way the Democrats have handled things in Congress? Okay, and ask the same question of the Republicans. I would think you would see that I believe that the Republicans would have a higher approval rating than the Democrats. Okay, now on this government shutdown, all right, now, okay, yep, now
It's always a tough vote. People don't like doing it.
Okay, yeah. But anyhow, all right. So, my friends, we have a situation here where the Democrats are just pinning blame on everything bad on the Republicans, and it's just not getting them any footwork in the door there. All right, because they refuse to negotiate. They refuse to work with the Republicans, and this, my friends, comes at a very, very troubling time. All right, okay, and with that, my friends, okay, I want to bring it down to the last words of the night. All right, so the last word of the night, okay, and I have some advice. Okay, so since we're all in a tizzy over all of this, all right, since we're all in a tizzy, I have some advice. Okay, this is financial advice. Okay, now I have always been business minded, and I want to lead the country into self-reliance. Okay, actually I got something better than advice. Okay, it's been kind of slow on the comments, so I'm asking for donations for the Jack of All Trades Foundation. All right, and but anyway, my advice here, I'm pushing for self-reliance. All right, now everybody needs to work. Okay, get off the welfare system and find some sort of productive work, that will make a positive living for yourself. All right, and so my advice, when you get money, okay, put some aside. Okay, put some aside. You need to be thinking about your future and retirement also. Okay, put some aside. Okay, so take a percentage of your money that you get. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's like $1 or $5 or $10 or whatnot, or even $100 if you can do that. Just put it aside. Put it aside. Everybody needs to put some money aside. Think about your future. Think about retirement. All right. Think about where you're going to be 10, 20, 50 years from now. All right. All right. This is my advice. Put some money aside so you have it for a rainy day. That's my advice. Okay. So I'm pushing for self-reliance here. Okay. And that, my friends, is the last word of the night. Okay. We thank you for watching Political Points Magazine. Follow me on Twitter at WilliamMitro2. And you can also catch us on YouTube. Alright? Yeah. Watch us on YouTube. And we thank you for watching Political Points, where the right is right and the left is always on the wrong side of history.